everybody. I'm stuck in the bunker again. My camera malfunctioned today and I can't upload the videos that I did out on the beach today. So here I sit using my little Logitech camera and I hope this turns out okay. Please pray for my camera. I've been using it for 10 years and if it's dying, it's going to be a while before I can replace it. Well, let's get to the news and see what kind of nonsense we can find. AOC, that little New York girl who somehow ended up in Congress, is claiming that the $174,000 salary is not enough to prevent corruption. Are you kidding me? She's only been in Congress a few months and she has the audacity to claim that if we don't pay them more, Congress may be forced to steal just to survive. Yeah, well, these people won't be rooting through dumpsters. These people will be rooting through your bank accounts. And we trust these people with our country? Well, no, actually, we don't trust any of them. We just don't know how to get rid of them. And here's one that'll make you mad. Jack Phillips, the Christian cake baker in Colorado, who was targeted a few years ago by homosexuals for refusing to bake a blasphemous cake. That case went all the way up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court spanked Colorado for its obvious hostility towards the Christian faith. Well, Colorado continued to harass Mr. Phillips until he sued the state and forced them to back off. Well, now another LGBT thug is suing Mr. Phillips because he went to the bakery and demanded a cake depicting Satan performing oral sex. Of course, Mr. Phillips said no, and now the battle is back on again. Fasten your seatbelts, America. The homosexual war on Christians is just getting started. They are actively seeking ways to destroy Christians in America, and the storm clouds of persecution are forming over our entire nation. It is coming. WorldNet Daily has an article about how taking your kids outside to play in the sun can be beneficial. Very positive health benefits. Imagine that. And you know what else would benefit the kids? Take their phones away from them. Some of these kids live all day long with earbuds plugged into their brains, feeding them garbage. Noise pollution all day long. They need to learn to hear the sounds of nature and nature's God. I bet these kids have never heard silence in their lives. Well, it looks like NPR is in a tizzy because Pope Francis released a paper declaring that, quote, in the beginning, God created them, male and female. That is from the book of Genesis, and Jesus himself reiterated those words in Matthew 19. The Bible clearly says two genders, assigned by God at birth and unchangeable. That's right, Bruce Jenner is still a man. And if I was in New York, I would be subject to a $250,000 fine because I just deliberately used the proper pronoun for gender. Yeah, liberal wackiness is definitely out of control in some of our states. Now, normally Pope Francis is wrong on every issue, but he got it right this time. Seriously, the transgender homosexual militants are on a collision course with some powerful forces like, anthropology, biology, and eventually a head-on collision with God himself on Judgment Day, where they will lose eternally. One reason I do the Wild Bill for America videos, I am warning them and calling them to get off that highway to hell before it's too late. God is in the business of changing hearts and lives. It requires faith in God, which is basically believing what he says and repenting of your sin. And Breitbart is reporting that the Democrats have blocked $4.5 billion in border funding. Of course they have. The only chance they have to defeat Donald Trump in 2020 is if they can bring in enough foreign criminals to overwhelm the votes of legitimate citizens. This border mess makes it very clear that the Democrat Party doesn't give a rat's patoot about the USA. They will burn this nation down to get political power. And speaking of total political power, I see here that another North Korean government official was executed. This poor dupe was killed by being thrown into a pool filled with piranhas. Two thoughts here. First, how can North Korea afford piranhas? And second, man, I'm glad Hillary Clinton is not president. And kudos to President Trump. The president called Jerry Nadler during his hospital stay recently. Now, this tells us what kind of man Trump is. Jerry Nadler has been one of the most despicably dishonest attack dogs of the Mueller witch hunt against the president. But one of Trump's strengths has always been making enemies into friends. It's been one of the keys to his success in business. But I fear that the demonic Democrat Party is beyond normal friend-making stuff. But I salute President Trump for taking the high road and giving it a try. All right, this has been Coffee with Bill. If you like my message, then please consider becoming a donor by clicking that description, the PayPal link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and America, bless God.